Welcome everybody. Today we're going to work on my layout called the Bump Life. You're here at With Love Sandra D, and I am Sandra, and thanks for coming. We are really going to work with this because my daughter is pregnant and I want to track her pregnancy. And so she'll remember because, sometimes it's hard to remember. So the deal is that we're going to work with this 12 by 12 cardstock 12 by 12 kit called Sweet Berry Friends by Paper Rose. It's a 12 by 12 kit, and some 12 by 12 cardstock from the cardstock shop, and also some cardstock from Paper Rose called Christmas Red that I'm working with right here. So my base there is from the cardstock shop. It's bubblegum. It's very pretty. Matches great with those bows and that pattern paper. So we're going to get started working on this, pardon my ums, working with this title, The Bump Life. So I'm going to cut it out. It's a Cricut file that I created in Design Space. There's no file number. I mean, I probably could share it. I haven't super figured out how to do that, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it. It cuts great. I'm cutting on the Cricut Joyce, just sits on my desk. It's very small profile. I hear the Cricut Joy Extra is even better. A little wider, but better. Cuts even better, which is amazing because this cuts pretty darn good. Okay, so now we're cutting the offset background in this green, which I can't remember what green that is. It's probably just a green from my vast stash of 25 years of paper. But if I figure it out, I'll let you know. I'll put it down below. Look how beautifully this cuts. You really can't see it because I'm kind of off camera, but it just peeled right up. It's so satisfying. It's like one of those ASMR videos when it comes up. So I'm looking at it. I'm going to peel it off. I'm going to start some more cutting here. So today is Sunday. I am recording this video, not the video, but the audio right before church. I had to cut this way down because it was so long. It was over an hour long, and I'm like, oh, goodness, that's too long. So see how those peel right off? They just peel right off. With my finger. I don't even have to use the tool I'm holding. My favorite tool. I have to say that every video. It's now required. Anyway, comes right off. It's great. This cardstock cuts like butter. It's thick and it cuts like butter. The only thing is I have considered mirroring it because sometimes when it cuts, it gets a little lip on it. And I'm like, oh, but the other side doesn't have that. So I've considered doing that, but it's really not noticeable and not necessary. So you see, I have that white offset wetting for me. And I'm starting to think, gosh, that looks little. But I continue on. And so all those mats are note card dies that I can't remember exactly. Oh, I know where I got it from, but I don't think she has them in stock anymore. I got them from Lauren at Craft Some Joy. It was like one of her specials. I think the whole set was $5 or $10, and it's a really good one. But also, I don't think she has them in stock anymore. So I found one on scrapbook.com that's very similar, and I will link it below. It's from Paper Tray Ink. Okay, so here I am cutting that offset. So each of these mats that are note cards are going to correspond to the month of her pregnancy. She has a little app. I don't know what it's called. I can find out and also link it below. That compares her baby to the size of a fruit. And so it's been really fun watching her find a coconut, find a mango, and then she shares them with me, which I'm delighted with. It's very, very sweet. So that's my whole plan for this layout. I am basing my layout on a sketch from Allison Davis from one of her classes that I will link below that you can buy on Scrapbook Generation. It's a whole pack of sketches, $6 for, I don't know, 10 sketches, I think. And it's her 11 picture layouts or 2-page, 11 photos, something like that. So I can link that down below too. But it's just roughly based on that because I like wonky pictures. So it's roughly based on her sketch because hers are all lined up and together, and I like mine spread out and a little wonky. So I would share that sketch here with you, but it's a paywall sketch. It's behind a paywall, so you have to pay for it. So it's not free, but one of our free ones I would share. So as you can see here, I'm adding in some embellishments. I've moved on to the bigger title. I decided to make it bigger because it was just too small, but I didn't want to torture you with cutting that again. And I switched to emphasizing the word bump with pink. I could have switched that, but I think it's fine, so I didn't bother. So now I'm putting on these scribbles. I cut these scribbles dies, sealed squiggles from Spellbinders. They're so cute. I think they're meant for Christmas, but I think they're pretty any time of the day. So I've cut those, and I cut a strawberry there that you see. I didn't like it because it's like a puzzle. You had to put it together. So I moved on from that. Anyway, so here's me adding some extra cardstock paper from this kit that I thought would just emphasize this a little bit. I only put it on one side, which I think is also fine because you'll see why later on. So I'm cutting this down to fit that. It's a 9x10 piece of pattern paper, that strawberry paper. And so I'm just cutting these to fit. I think it's 2.5 by 3.5, or 2 by 3, 2 by 3.5, 2 by 3.5. No, sorry, 2 by 9 and 3.5 by 9. So I'm sticking these down with my 3L permanent tape runner that I really like. I can link that for you also. Also available on Amazon, which is where I got it because I am picky and I want a specific color of handle. I want the gray handles. Anyway, so here's me lining these up with my T-square, so there's an inch on each side because, like I said, that's a 10-inch rectangle, 10 by 9. Okay, so I'm laying it out again because I have to see. I am very visual. So I decide that I'm going to back those note card mats with a little bit of cardstock because it just needed something. It was getting lost. And I thought it added a little bit of color. So I'm doing all that. And I sped this up because it's quite boring. So that's why look like I'm like, oh my gosh, look how fast she's scrapping. Because really, this took me a couple days, and this video was 1 hour and 23 minutes long. So that's what I figure it took me to get it done. Which is kind of nice to know. If you're at a crop, you can plan what to bring with you at a crop based on how long it average takes you to do a layout, which I've discovered from Life and Layouts. Lisa, that's how she plans what to bring. I love it. Or was it Collie Bing? I can't remember. They're both great. They're kind of in a partnership together, or they were. I don't know if they still are, but they were working together. So there's the red. And I think I'm going to do green and pink also, but I do a few red. Using my favorite tool and my my microfiber cloth that I now need to wash wash because I've got so much glue on it. I'm not going to lie, my glue stopped up, and I pulled that glue bottle out of the trash because I'd gotten rid of it thinking it just wasn't good because it just wasn't coming out with my glue press. I think that because the glue press, uses gravity, it needs to be a full bottle to work really well. And I had been filling that bottle up, but I was just in the middle of it, and I got a whole new glue bottle out of Barely Art, and it had gone watery because it had been so long. And I finished my bear. So and here, by the magic of TV, I'm back. And they're all matted with the colors. So then I'm looking at it because I have to look at it. I'm visual, I guess. I have to look at it. And it needs something. So I'm going to put this aside because I have an idea. I just recently got this brand new border maker cartridge from Creative Memories. So I'm going to get out my border maker. It's called the Ribbon Lace cartridge. And I'm going to add some green to these mats. Oh, you're going to see me just fix a boo-boo. So I'm going to put the paper in here, and I'm going to cut these borders. This is just such a great tool. They just have great tools. It just works so easily. And it's just fantastic every time. Just super tools. So I have switched to their trimmer also, and their photo trimmer. Their photo trimmer is to die for. Small size, I just love it. Cuts, gosh, so great. And I also do love my Crocodile with the light because I'm an old person and I have to have light. I apologize for the shadows here. I was doing this in the evening, and had stuff to do during the day. So now I'm going to get out my, I think I'm going to get out, I cut another one of these. I am going to cut this in half so I can just use that edge as a scallop. I do have a scallop border punch, but it doesn't cut as well. So I'm kind of moving on to these Creative Memories ones, this border maker punch. I am very picky about which cartridges I get, but this is a good one. So I'm cutting this in half. It's really easy with these 9.5-inch Tim Holtz shears that are the titanium nonstick. They are great. I have a friend who only loves big scissors, and I do love these big scissors, but I also have the small ones too. And I'm very partial to my Cutter Bees. I've had them for years, and gosh, I love them. So here we go. We're going to bring that layout back in and move all the goodies off so we can see. There I am auditioning it again. I really have to see it. So I'm going to try to sneak these under there. And I haven't used very much of my tape runner, but I'm having a hard time getting it under there. So in true Sandra D fashion, I'm going to take all these things off again. How many times will I do that in this video? I think we should laugh and count. And if you can tell me, maybe I'll send you something. It's not hard to figure out. So I'm going to rip this whole thing up. And as you can see, it doesn't hurt it or anything, but it does kind of pull up my cardstock. But that's no big deal. No big deal. I just flip it over when I put it back down. So, because who cares about the back, right? So I'm having a little trouble here getting it up. Oh, look, you can see my lovely ring. My lovely ring that the size thing has turned around to the front. It's not as lovely as the diamonds. Anyway, so here we go. We're going to glue this down with the Barely Art glue. See, that just adds something already. It's not even on the page, and it adds something. Just that little bit. But I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper here because I thought it was hard to see on my glass mat, which I love. I love my glass mat. It is kind of problematic filming because you can see I have that big globe light, but I have to have it because it's in the evening here. So that's okay. This is also very exciting. But it's super easy to do. And like I said, I always say, you have a little wiggle room here. And if it's not in there perfect, it's fine. We're going to trim off the edges. So mainly we're just concerned with that bottom edge. I really do love this glue. And like I said, I pulled it out of the trash. So, because I thought it was the bottle, but I think it's really just gravity. So, but I did order a brand new bottle of glue, and it arrived yesterday. So I will be, this bottle is more than half empty. So I finished all my the honey bear one. Finished it all because I love this glue. I do have other glues that I'm considering just donating and moving on. I used to use that Scotch liquid glue. It dries so fast. It was great because that's all there was for a while. But I'm so happy with this glue. As you can see, it says on the glue bottle, it's from My Sweet Petunia. It was just an empty. It came with a glue press. Now we're going to do the other sides. I'm looking to see if there's an edge that looks nicer. And laying down a thin line of glue there. And then the top edge. Isn't scrapbooking the best hobby? It's the best hobby. Touching the paper, cutting the things. I really do love it. And I've been doing it for, oh gosh, let's see. I really got serious into it when I had my first baby back in 1998. But before that, I was kind of doing family photos, pet photos, because I was a 911 operator then. And at night, oh my gosh, I had to have something to keep me awake. So I was in school and doing a little bit of that. And my friend, Jeanette, oh my goodness, that girl. She got me started with creative memories. You know, trimming the photos into hearts and using scissors that had decorative edges. And I look at those layouts now and I just want to cringe. We've come so far. But anyway, that was probably 1995. So, oh my goodness, that was forever ago. Forever. So 30 years. 30 years, basically. It's crazy. I had hardly any supplies then. And then when my baby came, I just bring it because I wanted to do her an album. I want her to remember. And my children do love looking at it. And they laugh and laugh and laugh about things because they're like, oh, remember this? It's the best. It really is the best. So I bring out an album and I put it on my coffee table every now and then. Sometimes it's just a single year or sometimes it's a baby book. And so I have a picture of most of my work. It's in a bookshelf, and I sent it to my husband and I'm like, look, years of work. So, and it was amazing to look at that because I put them all in one bookshelf. They were all in one place just recently. It makes me so happy because, you know, as I age, your memories fade a little bit, and this will help. This will help them remember, and me. I have so many photos to go through. It's crazy town. That's going to be one of my next projects. But in the meantime, I am working on this baby's album and wedding albums from the marriages that brought on these babies. Okay, we're getting this last one on. Yeah, so my next layout will be the gender reveal. The layout's going to be, it's a girl, I think. That's my plan anyway. So that will be probably my next layout, and I do have 3 cards to make. I might film those also. I would like to go live tonight. It would be great to go live and do something. I might just do that. Just spontaneous live. I mean, why not, right? Okay, now we're going to trim off this edge. I was going to fast forward through this, but I have just been yakking, so it's all good. Okay, look at that. Turn those berries right side up with her pose. Pardon me, I'm going to take a drink of coffee. Okay, we're going to get this cardstock back and flip it over. I believe this is where I stop and I come back because I made some DIY Versamats. If you don't know what a Versamat is, it was something that close to my heart made. And it really did help measure. I have one for my Creative Memories circle cutting system. But I saw this lady do this hack and I was like, oh, I love it. I love it. So I did it. And I'll share her link with you. See, I'm trying to measure. Okay, that's about an inch. Don't stick it down too hard. Let's just see where we are here. And look, that just added something. It's much better with that. So here I am again. I am the perpetual auditioner. I have to see it. So pardon my laying out of the mats over and over and over. But it's just how I have to do it. For my brain. My brain, it's a party place. I can see that one's crooked already. But yeah, it's all going to be okay. It's all going to work out. Isn't she cute? A young woman, prime of her life, growing a babe. The first one was a lemon, and then it was an orange, and then it was a mango, and then it was a coconut. I don't have that picture yet. And then it was a banana. Oh, no, wait, banana, and then the coconut. And I'm like, which way do these go? And then a bunch of grapes. I can't wait to see next month's. We're getting closer. Her due date's in January sometime. I forget when. They have a name picked out, which I am not to tell anyone. It'll come out eventually because I am who I am. I don't mean to spill the beans. So I'm deciding where I want my photos and how I want the progression to go. And I think it's going to go top row to bottom row. All the way across both pages. Top all the way across, bottom. And then I add one photo that is not wonky of her and the baby when the baby's born. So I am glad she humors me with these photos. I decided to round the corners on these photos to match the note card. So I am going to pop this title up to give it a little more dimension. With my foam tape, doesn't matter what kind. This just happens to be Ulta New because it was on sale. 2 big rolls, I think, for $30. But you can do better than that. Even the Dollar Tree foam tape squares, I mean, what are they, $1.25 now? And they work just fine. We use them all the time at the charity where I volunteer. They work just fine. They're very, very sticky. This is very sticky too, but you could get it up. But those Dollar Tree ones, once they're on, they're on. So, oh, excuse me. So don't drop it on your photos. Not that I've ever done that. But okay, that's already looking better. See, that just gave it something. The combination of those borders and the popping up of that title. Okay, so now we're going to, I think I'm going to add the scribbles next. I think I'm going to audition the scribbles. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. But I'm already liking it. I think it's cute. What am I doing here? Okay. Oh, I decided to add the bows. Okay, so I have this whole set of bow dies from scrapbook.com. Very cute. That's my favorite one. I have a couple of favorite ones that just stay on my desk in the magnetic tray because they're just cute. I wasn't a bow person before, but I like these bows. And they kind of, see there's a bow in that pattern paper, so I think it ties in. So I decided, okay, I'm going to add some bows. And now I'm going to audition these squiggles. I think I'm going to put some up there by my title. And like I said, those are from Spellbinders. I'll link them for you. There's 4 of them. The squiggle one would have been cute too. The squiggle, that can go anywhere. I think these were originally for a Christmas thing, but they're just really versatile. I think there is a Christmas one, Christmas set, but this one is not it, maybe. No, it's just sealed squiggles. And it's they have those long tails, stems, because you're supposed to put a wax die over them. A wax seal over them, which is all the rage now on cards. And you could totally put a wax seal on here. I don't know if is wax acid and lignin free good for scrapbooks? I don't know. Okay, so here's where I corner around all of my corners. They don't match exactly. I don't care. I do have a crocodile that could do that, but I'm just using my creative memories. Corner rounder, the classic one from way back in the day. It's not really important to me. I still think it's cute. So I'm going to tack down my photos so I don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. I'm trying to get it. There's a dotted line there, a scored line. That's very cute. And I'm trying to line it up right next to it so they're all the same. I want it to show. That added texture just adds something. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to add in some Post-its here so I know the order of the pictures. And like I said, I keep reinventing the wheel and it's taking me longer. So I decide, okay, just put some Post-its in here. It's not the most beautiful thing ever, but it's okay. We're just going with it. I never claimed to be a professional YouTube person. I'm just doing my thing. So I just want to thank you for being here and watching because, yeah, it's just fun. I like watching other people's scrapbook. It's kind of relaxing to me. I haven't had a lot of time to watch it recently. Truth be told, I've been listening to a lot of sermons and true crime. Got to balance it out, you know. So I was watching the one about that poor little boy in California that, quote, went missing, end quote, and how they've arrested his parents. That's so, so sad. Emmanuel, that was his name. Bless his heart. His dad sounds like a terrible person. So on a happier note, we're moving along here. This is the Post-its. This is when I'm putting the Post-its. See, then I won't forget. So then I'm considering adding this circle die that I have that's so pretty, also from scrapbook.com. It's a whole set of them. It's great. I've used it so much. I keep it just on my desk in my most used dies because it just goes with anything. Here, I'm just going to show you in a second here after I finish writing my post-its, which I don't know. I don't know why this is taking me so long. Maybe I should sped this part up. But it just, I felt like my title was floating a little bit. So, oh, I guess I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. So I felt like my title was floating a little bit. So I considered that. So I'm auditioning that. And I am going to, I cut my bows out of that same bubblegum cardstock. And I'm going to cut some strawberries. So right here, by the magic of TV, there's the strawberries. And I've laid it out again ahead of time, so you didn't have to go through that with me. But I'm trying to use the strawberries to lead your eye through this layout. I'm going to add the squiggles to give a little more interest. There it is. There's those dies. You can see they're really cute. And it showed a picture of that wax seal. I do have the wax seal thing. I haven't done it yet. It's a little intimidating to me right now. I'll get there. So there I am showing you the circle. Yeah, I just needed that. I think it already adds something to it. I haven't even put it down yet. So, okay, now I'm going to tack down my photos so that they are in their spots so we can get this layout on the road. See, I'm a wonky girl. I like it wonky. In Allison Davis's sketch, they're up against each other and more to the middle, which is fine. That's great. And I do that sometimes. But my natural instinct is wonky. And I like wonky quilts. I like wonky layouts. So the only photo that ends up straight here is the one of her and the baby. And it might even be bigger than that. We'll see. It might even be bigger than these mats. We'll see. We'll see when I get the good picture. I'm so excited. She's over it because pregnant. It's not been a super smooth, easy. She gets sick. It's so sad. But I was sick my whole pregnancy, so I'm not super surprised. Like my first baby, they were like, dude, you got to eat. You got to eat or we're going to put you in the hospital. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. I'll make it happen. So I had saltine crackers with me all the time. And yeah, eventually it got better. It got a little better, but sick the whole time, almost always. So I think I had extra fluid too, amniotic fluid, because they thought I was further along than I was. Not am. My goodness, that would be something. And they were like, oh my gosh, we have to induce you because this baby is so big. Well, she wasn't big. She was my smallest baby. And she was not quite 7 pounds. Just shy of 7 pounds. But I think I had a lot of amniotic fluid. And I did appear bigger. And I probably put on some weight because I was so focused on eating. And my addiction to, you know what I really loved then? I loved red Hawaiian Punch and those snowballs, Hostess snowballs. I don't like coconut. I don't like it. I don't like the texture. But that was the craving that I have. And so I wouldn't let myself eat them very often. But that red Hawaiian Punch, it was my jam, man. That couldn't have been good for me. So much sugar. But that's what I wanted. So lots of water too, you know. Trying to do all the right things. But it was back in 1998. And I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I read a lot. You know that book, What to Expect When You're Expecting? Okay, here I'm going to put down the circle that I think will be fantastic. Just give it a little bit of that grounding Yeah, move it up. A little bit of a, so it's not so floaty. Remember when we used to put stickers everywhere? Sticker sneeze. And so things need to be grounded by touching. That's a good way. Or sometimes just color. Same colors can do it. But mostly that floaty thing is by touching. So here I'm putting on glue on just the portion that I'm going to stick on the paper because it's going to stick off the edge, which I also love. Anyway, where was I? I was talking about that book, What to Expect When You're Expecting. Remember that book? That was like the pregnancy holy grail in 1998. And it was a big help to me because I didn't know anything, nothing. And I'd moved away from my family. Oh gosh, it was like a lifesaver to me. And I know they've redone it and things are different now, a little more crunchy now. Some things are better. Some things I want to go, oh gosh, you just need to relax and not just be pregnant. You know, don't eat the tuna, don't eat, things you shouldn't. And but some people have it harder than I did. I was just basically morning sick 24 hours a day. But as long as I kept something in my stomach, I was good. Okay, so we've got this glued down. Oh, I had a little extra glue. So there's that microfiber. Oop, it stuck to my cloth. Cloth tip that I was telling you about in my last videos. Just dab it off. Oh, that needs a little more glue there. See how easy this die is? You can just stick it anywhere. It's great. It's a great die. So it has other circles in there. One has hearts, one's just plain. Yeah, it's the cutest. But this scallop one, I just had it sitting on my desk too. It'd been waiting and waiting. I have those two colors, green and pink, just sitting here because this is a family of all girls. And I do a lot of pink. Sometimes I get sick of pink. To tell the truth be told, I get sick of pink. And we thought, odds are this baby will be a boy. So I gathered up all the boy stuff I have the charity that I volunteer for. They're so kind. They let me take things home that were for boys. I'm like, it has to be a boy. I have 3 girls. My first grandchild was a girl. Odds are this will be a boy. Nope. So, gosh, we love our little girls. We love them so much. But it will be a big deal when there's a boy. Look, I'm trying it out. I'm like, hey, what about here? What about here? But I'm like, no, that strawberry needs to go right there. So I end up putting it up at the top. I cut off the long stem and I end up putting it at the top. See, isn't that just cute? Just adds some little something. I can't get it under there. There we go. Couldn't get it under there. And those are the strawberries I cut with my Cricut again. It's just a file on there. I thought about bumping it up, but the title's already bumped up, so I just laid them all flat. It's 2 layers of thick thick cardstock. Just the remnants from this layout. So it's thick already, and the title's bumped up. So and I wanted to tuck it. Love the tucking too. Tucking. It's one of my favorite things. And you know what? They didn't do that back in 1998. There was no tucking. There were stickers on top. They were cutting your shapes. But scrapbooking has changed. And for the better. For the better. Gosh, I love using this gadget. Takes the guesswork. I used to sit and stare at a layout for hours and get like one maybe done. When I was going to crops. I went to crops once a month when I was a young mother to get out. It was my favorite day of the month. I love my girls, but boy, I could not wait. My husband was so gracious to, he'd be like, yeah, go, And my girlfriend planned them every month. I tried to help her. So these strawberries are pink on the back. and there's holes in the red to show through. They come out really great. They cut so nice. This cardstock from 12 by 12 cardstock shop is made for cutting. So even when I tell it, cut this heavy cardstock with a little more pressure, those holes cut perfectly. And they just popped right out. Such nice cardstock. I mean, I'm sure there's others, but wow. Wow. There's a possibility this is where I could get most of my cardstock. So, okay, we're going to decide where to put these others and put a bow on a strawberry. Did you see that? Why not? We're going to only glue that one side down because I know I have to stick a photo on there. I know I have to stick a photo on there later. So this one I'm gluing all the way down. So as you can see, these strawberries, even so far, are leading your eye through the page. There's 5 of them. An odd number works nicely. So now I'm going to glue down these other scribbles over here. Gosh, those are just cute. I might make a card with those. I have some cards that I have to make. I'm doing some cards for our women's ministry conference that's next month. Doing some cards for the speaker that's graciously coming to our church to speak. Again, I'm just gluing one side because I know I have photos to come and I don't want to pull them up because this glue works pretty good. So I'll just tuck those under. So I'm going to add some more bows here. Those bows are really cute. I just like how they mimic the bow in the pattern paper. And I think that one needs to go over there, don't you? This layout is almost done. I'm excited. I'm excited to add the photos. I don't want to rush it for her. She should enjoy it. But when you're sick, it's hard to enjoy your pregnancy. Okay, we're going to add these last little squiggles. So you can see I have 3 of those, odd numbers. They just work. So let's add those in. Also, that nozzle, there's other nozzles that come with this glue, but that needle nozzle, it's fire. Oh, I sound like my children. It really is. It's great. So I'm trimming off the end here and adding some glue. I don't know what that's supposed to be. A flower, I guess. The example doesn't even show that one. But I thought, oh, it kind of reminds me of a strawberry, but it's fine. It's cute. So here I'm just holding it for a second. I'm going to add this last little bow, and I think that I am done here. That's what's going through my mind. You're done. It's great. You're great. You just have to trim off the edge of that circle. Oh, wait. No, look. I jumped the gun. I got to put these down too. But look, it's looking pretty done. Tell me, do you like wonky or no? Okay, my next layout I vow to make linear and straight. That's kind of a stretch for me. Okay, we're getting that one stuck down. And now this one. Trim off the edge. Yeah, see, that's when that needle nozzle comes in handy. And when you're done, you just stick a pin in there. And don't leave it open, though, for very, very long, because it will clog up. But the pin usually solves your problem. It's glue. That's what it does, people. It sticks things together. So, okay, just waiting for those photos, I'm telling you. And it's looking done. Except for when I come back in. I think I'm done. See, my brain's telling me, you're done. You're done. See, there, I trimmed it off. So then I'm coming back because I think that it needs something. So I decide that it needs enamel dots, which my crafting group and I affectionately call man glitter because it's not sparkly usually. There are sparkly ones, but there's also the matte enamel dots that I super love, especially for masculine layouts. So I'm looking at what color, and I brought in those hearts that you can't get anymore. I am so upset. Sticko Company, those hearts are bomb diggity. I bought them every time I saw them. And eventually, the only time I could find them was at Walmart. And now you can't find them at Walmart anymore either. Sticko, bring back the enamel hearts. They're my favorite. Now you can get some at Hobby Lobby. They're bigger. They're usually brighter. Which is okay. I have plenty of these hearts, but I just like them. So I'm going to stick some enamel dots in groups of 3. Again, 3 on here. And I'm only doing 2 groups of 3 because what you can't see on there, unless you really zoom in, is that dot in the word life is also an enamel dot. The dot came out fine, but I just like doing that, so I did it. So I'm going to put some over here, also groups of 3, to tie into the other page. Pardon me while I take a drink. I've been talking for 45 minutes. So now I really think I'm done. But what I'm going to show you is I took that half circle that I cut off in the final pick that I'm going to show you in just a second. And I added it to that left side because, yeah, see, there it is. There it is. Okay, well, I want to thank you for watching me. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It helps me. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.